now we can continue on with our official Steelers versus Browns preview. How you feeling about it, man? How you feeling about this, man?
Feel amazing. Just stop the run. Stop the run. I think our offense should be better because the Browns' defense, it doesn't look that amazing. It's going to be nice not having Clowney out there.
Mm-hmm.
But with how our line's doing, I think Najee Harris, as we talked about, I think it's just going to take him a few weeks to get back up to normal Najee speed. And he's got the Browns' number. I think he's going to go off. And we control the clock, stop their run. For our defense, we stop their run on offense. We should be fine.
I did want to ask you, how do you feel about the Amari Cooper at Keller Witherspoon matchup?
Fine. Actually,
because Coop's coming off a nice game, man.
Yeah,
9 for 101, tutty.
That's fine. He don't scare me.
Okay.
He don't scare me. The only
he's
guys,
pretty good though, man.
He's fine, but like the only guys that we're talking about,
he played at your old team.
That have me concerned are dudes like Jamar Chase or like Justin Jefferson. Any of those dudes. But we actually did a decent job of containing Justin Jefferson last year. Even though he got a touchdown by like 70 yards. At least it wasn't 150 and 2 touchdowns.
Very true.
No, I think Witherspoon's fine. I was actually gonna say this though. They basically have the same team.
Yeah.
Like without having Deshaun Watson in there, Brissett, Baker, cool. They still got the same tight end scenario. Instead of Odell Beckham, they have Amari Cooper.
Yep.
No more Jarvis Landry, but they have a weird like receiver. Who's their wide receiver 2 or 3?
Hold on. Let me pull them up real quick.
But they also have the awesome
Donovan Peoples-Jones. He's still there, and David Bell. He's the other guy. They still got Anthony Schwartz.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they don't really have a true number 2. Peoples-Jones ain't bad, but they got a guy that they could trust like that. I always thought Jarvis Landry was overrated, so there's that. Yeah. But they still got the awesome running backs. They still got a great offensive line, and their defense, solid, but at times streaky. I mean, it's the exact same team.
Yeah.
And we should be fine. We've taken care of business with them over these last couple seasons, too, outside of that AFC wildcard game where we spotted them 7 points off the bat with the Pouncey snap. I mean, we should be fine.
Yeah, man, when I look at this team, man, they can run that rock. That's my biggest concern, man. And
if we do what we did at the end of the Patriots game against the Browns,
it'll be bad. Man. It'll be bad. Yeah, because they're not just really good at running the ball; they're really committed to it. And the thing that is different this year, and like I said earlier, they're just not worried about trying to prove something with the quarterback anymore. Like I said, that they would do that every time, especially the last time with Baker playing us. It's just like, why are you trying to force this thing that he can beat us with his arm when we know, and everybody knew, I'm sure Browns fans knew, that he wasn't capable of that at that time. But now they're not doing that. Now it's such like a clear identity. There are 12 personnel, 13 personnel, 22 personnel. Those are big body groupings. I'm talking running back, fullback, 2 tight ends, or running back and 3 tight ends. They're not doing a lot of the cute personnel groupings. They play big boy ball, man. But they are good enough at times where you will see them work a little bit of Amari Cooper. Now, I know part of that was because it was the Jets and stuff like that, but they it's just weird watching them, man. It's weird because with the protection they've had this year, Jacoby Brissett has looked halfway decent. He has. And that's the part where you'd be like, oh, all right, maybe they're all right. But I don't personally believe in Jacoby like that. But then when we talk about the defense, on paper good. I don't think they're going to stop us, though, bro. I don't. I think we should literally be able to run this rock on them, man. And if we can do that and make them have to play our receivers, man, I love our matchup on the outside. I do. Shoot, man.
There's Pickens. He's always open.
Well, technically, he is always open. But I think about like how Chase has had success against this team. I think about how Deontay is a matchup nightmare for this team. Pickens should be a matchup nightmare for this team. It's just like, man, we can get to all of that, but I feel like we first have to establish this run. And we should. We should be able to. But we got to do that first, man.
Pretty simple concept. Establish the run for our offense. Stop the run for our defense.
Like,
pretty simple.
And I also feel like whoever's the team with the turnover, they're going to lose. Because both of our teams right now, the way that they're playing, doesn't like we have a lot of comeback ability, right? And that's something that we got to see with Matt Canada, Mr. Trubisky, obviously on our end. And then for them with Jacoby Brissett, yeah, they're not designed to come back from being down multiple scores or down 10 points. They're not. But technically right now, we have the skill players, but we haven't been executing like that just yet. So I don't want us to get down like that either. So I do feel like whoever has that turnover, though, that's going to be the one that ultimately loses in this game, man. So please
just one
protect
turnover?
this ball. in terms of the turnover margin. Whoever's that, last week we were -1 because we were -1 because obviously we had the 2 turnovers, they had the 1. Yeah. So for us, it's like, man, we can't lose the turnover battle again this week. We have to win the turnover battle. The team that wins the turnover battle, to me, will be the team that wins in this one, man.
But I think that's really what it's going to be about. We're both going to be trying to establish the run.
I don't think either team is going to try to air it out like that.
He's going to take care of the ball. Mitch takes care of the ball, too. He's not going to be throwing, like, pickable balls all over the place.
But, honestly, both quarterbacks will give you a chance.
They'll give you a chance, yeah.
They both will give you a chance.
They'll give you a chance. We get some pressure in there.
Mm-hmm.
I like our cornerback matchups against the receivers.
Yeah.
Outside of Cooper, and I'm not even concerned about Cooper. I don't think they have too much, and our corners have been playing well.
Yeah, Cooper's the only one that I want to see. I want to see what him and Akello look like. Because he is going to get more, or Akello's going to get more of Cooper. Even though he will play both sides, he's going to get a lot of the Cooper matchup. And that's the one I want to see. I want to see, like, man, because when I'm watching the tape, if you're the Cleveland Browns, you're going to look at Nelson Aguilar going up top and snagging on him. And if we were watching that same tape and Akello play for anyone else, we'll be saying, hey, this is a week where we got to go up top. This corner just got beat by Nelson Aguilar. You got Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper is better than Nelson Aguilar. Or we'll be saying George Pickens is better than Nelson Aguilar. We going up top. So for Akello, he's going to have to stand up out there now. He's going to get them opportunities, but he's going to have to stand up out there. And that's what I want to see. I want to see him respond in that type of way, man.
Got any key matchups?
Oh, yeah, man. Come on, man. I got 5 of them things. I did drop them on my 5-star matchups. If you haven't seen that video, make sure you check that out. But for the live crowd, yeah, man, talked about Nick Chubb versus Miles Jack. I think for Miles, man, Miles has been playing his tail off, especially against the run. Sideline. He's our enforcer. He's our leader in terms of stopping
12 tackles
that run.
last week?
Absolutely, man. But his just demeanor, he's downhill. He plays that position like when you watch your Steelers linebacker, you be like, yo, that's how he's supposed to play. Like, he's a playmaker in there, man. So when I think of him versus Nick Chubb, we know who Nick Chubb is. Nick Chubb is a heck of a player. But that's the one, I think that Miles has to be the one that matches his energy. You got to match him play for play, man. And Nick Chubb's going to have his success out there, man. But Miles got to make some plays happen on his own self. You know what I mean? And just showing him, whether it's running game or in coverage when he's against Nick, that, man, he just as nice. Or he's in that concept, he's gonna make it competitive. You know what I mean? And I think that's a key one for us. Can't forget about when we got that rock, like I talked about earlier with our running game in terms of Najee just taking advantage, or not taking advantage, but more so the long game on this defense, and in particular JOK, because JOK is a small guy. He'll have a lot of tackles, but man, you're gonna feel that eventually, and it's gonna break on you. What happened? Marshawn Lynch described it. He was like, "Well, I just want to hit you in the face again and again and again and again." Well, where Najee from? He's from the same place. So you know what? Hopefully Najee saw that and he said, "Yeah, JOK, I just want to run the ball and hit you in the face again and again and again and again." Because that's what we need.
Can we get the beast mode advisor back?
That's what we need.
Najee said he just wants to look a dude in the eye.
That's what we need.
Like,
come on, man. That's what I'm saying. So for me, I'm looking at those two and I'm like, bro, I need both of those. Absolutely. Third one I had up there was the traditional one. Since, like I said, we don't have TJ Watt in this matchup, that means I got to talk about Myles Garrett because he's the best pass rusher in the building. So Myles Garrett and Dan Moore. Dan Moore has been Myles' kryptonite. Now, we also know that Ben was getting it out. Yes, because Ben was getting it out very quickly, and we know it's the full context. But Dan Moore struggles with speed rushers. He doesn't struggle with big-bodied, long rushers. Myles Garrett, still explosive. Don't get it twisted. And yes, he does have speed, but he's not an electric jump out of the stance guy that's going to have you on your heels. His game is the power, the long game, and stuff like that. And I just think that Dan Moore matches up well with that. Now, Chooks is going to get some opportunities as well, especially when Jadeveon Clowney. Myles Garrett is going to flip-flop. But to me, I think Chooks is fine handling Myles Garrett. Dan Moore is the one that I just want to see. Can you still keep it competitive? Or maybe you might have gotten a little bit better. And you might hold your own. We ain't got to hold your own just yet. We're just trying to be competitive. But if you get to hold your own status, well, now we really got something. So that was another one, man.
For sure.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
A lot of high praise for Chooks and even the offensive line.
Bro,
as a whole. They deserve it after last week.
They've been doing their thing, man. They've been doing their thing, man. Those are some of the ones, though, for me, though, bro.
Yeah, I'm not getting the comments about the offensive line over these last couple of days.
Yeah, bro.
Still shitting on them a little bit. No, they play good. That's one of the last groups you should be pointing any blame for.
I would agree, man.
Last week's loss.
I would agree. The last two matchups I did have were Amari Cooper versus Akello. just because they're gonna
Kello's locking his ass down.
No, and I do anticipate him having success. I'm more so just wanting to see how the 50-50 balls go, because if I'm Cleveland, that's all I want to see from Kello.
They might want to do that with Peoples-Jones, though.
Either way, I want to see that 50-50 ball. What does that look like? How is Kello handling those? Because if I'm Cleveland, that's the first thing I'm coming to. That's the first thing I want to see. Did you get that correct?
That's what I want to see, though, too, because I think if they're going to try that, Kello's going to be on the other side of it.
I'm hoping so.
That's been a one-off so far in terms of his career with the Steelers.
I'm hoping so.
It was just, my mind was blown at the game. I was like,
that
what,
makes two
what
of us,
literally
bro.
just happened? I thought we were going into halftime 3-3, and this just...
But this is the NFL. When that's on tape, they coming back to that, bro.
I hope so.
They coming back to that
I think
early.
Will pick one.
Yeah, they going to come back to that, man. So
or it'll just be a waste
we shall
of play.
see, bro. We shall see. But the fifth and final matchup was Mr. Trubisky / Matt Canada versus this Browns secondary. Like we talk about, make them have to communicate the right way. Come on now. We talk about the miscommunication that they've been having. We talk about them not playing up to their status that's on paper. They haven't been playing up to that. Well, we got to continue to put them in positions to not play up to that. We can't go out there and keep calling these stop route, out routes, stop route, curl route, flat route. That's not going to make them have to communicate. That's not going to have them having blown coverages. That's not going to test them to see, number one, if you can execute the call, but number two, can you actually stop the play from happening? Because it's one thing for you to line up, right? That's half the battle. The other part is, can you actually stop it when I throw it over there? Because there's still going to be some times where you got the coverage right, but I'm just saying my guy's better than your guy. Today's show is brought to you by Manscaped, the leaders in below the waistline grooming. And Deke, the thing that we both love, is their Lawnmower 4.0 because, ladies and gentlemen, it is the trimmer that keeps your short and curlies short and less curly. You know? Waterproof, tactical light that turns on and off, so when you're in your shower or wherever you like to groom yourself, you got the option. You can have fun with it, turn the lights off, strobe light it, bing, 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 bing. You can turn the lights on, turn the light off, save electricity or save your battery. You decide. But either way, what you need to do is use the promo code. And Deke, they might be saying, what's the promo code?
It's pretty simple.
It's pretty simple, right? You can't miss this promo code. It is literally MOATS, MOATS. Use that, get you 20% off along with free shipping worldwide. It's a no-brainer, okay? So make sure you use that promo code and shout out to Manscaped. And if you use it, your delicate twins and friends will appreciate you.